Hey, so it's Friday afternoon by 1 minute where I am anyway, and it's time to do a guided visualization to sort of close out this week of intensity. I know my week was really intense, and get ready to have a weekend. So I'm Fran Gallagher, and I have been leading meditations not long after I started to meditate. And I'm going to use the technique of guided visualization to create a relaxing experience for you. So take a couple of deep breaths and imagine you can settle in and settle down. Take a couple of deep breaths again and call light to yourself. This is the light of enlightenment. It is often pictured around the heads of saints and angels as halos. Breathe in this light and see and feel yourself filled with light and surrounded by light. And whenever you've chosen to listen to this, decide that this is all you're going to do for a little while. This is your time. There is nowhere else you need to be, nothing else you need to do. This is for you. And imagine that you have an auric field all around you. If you are familiar with the image of Our Lady of Guadalupe, you might know that, sorry about the background noise, you might know that the field extends outward all around you a few feet. And since you called light to yourself, that auric field is filled with light. And again, imagine that your body is filled with light. Light takes everything it touches to a higher order. It is healing. It brings awareness with it. And notice the feeling of the successes you had this week. Notice any feelings of frustration, stress, and imagine bringing them into the light. Imagine you offering them to yourself to become aware of them, and in so doing, accepting the successes of the week, releasing anything that doesn't look or feel like a success, and being ready to move on with who you are and what your experience is. You are a being of light. You are an energy. You are meant to be a spiritual being who is having a human physical experience. You are meant to be both physical and energetic, practical and spiritual. And now imagine that Every thought you weren't able to complete, every sentence you couldn't complete, or email you couldn't get to this week. Imagine all of those things can either be released or completed in this moment. Let it go, or know that it was good enough, or know that you will handle it in right timing. And imagine that the acceptance you can bring to your situation is powerful and allows you to settle and come to rest within yourself. Because you are part of the miracle of being human. You are part of the miracle of creation. And although the ego itself, the functional adult self, the personality, can sometimes be less than, you, in the present moment, as a spiritual being, you are not less than. So identifying right now for these moments with that spiritual being, being full of yourself, and enjoying a moment of peace. And any worries that remain, send light to them. Just as you can call light to yourself, you can send light. Light agreed to accompany us on this sometimes dark planet. All you have to do is think of calling light, and it comes. All you have to do is think of sending light, and it goes where you send it. Good. And take in a really deep breath. And imagine an intention for the rest of the day, an intention for your weekend. I'll be silent a moment while you do that. Good. Good. And feel that intention land. Draw up on your pelvic floor, or if you're familiar with the term perineum, draw up on the perineum, in on the low belly, and imagine that you are grounding your intention into physical reality. You are becoming present to your own intention. Good. And then let all of that go. Notice how you feel. Notice any freshness or relief that has come into your experience. And begin coming back, bringing your awareness back and back, back to who you are now. Good. Feel your physical body, and this time, again, draw up on the perineum or the pelvic floor, in on the low belly, and imagine that that centers and grounds you in your physical body. Feel your arms and legs. If you want, you can wiggle your fingers and toes. Take a couple of deep breaths. Return to the room feeling relaxed, refreshed, and ready to go on with your day. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be here on Fridays, either live or recorded at noon Mountain Time, so that we can finish out our week. And I hope you benefited from that. Enjoy your weekend. Bye bye. Thanks for joining me. Oh my, I pressed the wrong something.